Yo, what is going on, you loony lamping? Coming at you with some expanded Reshizard Volcanion-EX action. Again, I know I just recently put out a video with a build on this deck, but new build did very well in the most recent Limitless expanded tournament. So shout out to Dalton, did a lot for this specific list. I didn't change a single card in this one. Just like I thought the last one looked like a really cool deck to try out, I thought the same thing about this one. So I did want to bring you guys some action with it because I plan on playing some games with it, so why not share it with you guys? So very similar to the last build we took a look at and play some games with, two Reshizard as kind of the main front run attacker for Volcanion-EX in this build, to kind of use that steam up to power up our attacks that hit that much harder. Then we have two baby Volcanion in here with the power heater, the old school baby Volcanion. Have not played with this thing in a while. 20 damage for 1 fire, attach 2 fires from our discard pile to our Pokemon in any way we like, our bench Pokemon. And we can power up that power heater with some steam ups from the Volcanion-EX to hit a little bit harder if we want to. And then there's two Blacephalon-GX in this build. We got the Bursting Burn, Mind Blown to help us take other, if we go like Double Blaze to take a huge knockout, then we can fall back on the Mind Blown if they don't want to KO our Reshizard to take another big knockout. And then of course there's also the Burst GX to be able to be utilized as well. If we get down to just that one prize card but we don't have a ton of stuff in play, they knocked out our Reshizard, Burst GX to get that last prize card sometimes is just the way to go. And then Bursting Burn can be useful as well sometimes. It's probably the least useful attack on the Blacephalon-GX, but you never know when you're going to need to burn and confuse your opponent's active Pokemon. A little bit heavier on the Max Elixir in this build than the other one we played with. 4 Max Elixir, 4 Fire Crystal as well, and then 14 basic fires. It's got a Lele, Dedenne, and a Crobat for the support Pokemon. There's actually an A-Spec in this build, which is something I didn't realize in the last build until someone put a comment. One of you guys put a comment on the last video. Where's the A-Spec? There wasn't one, but there is an A-Spec in this one. There's that Computer Search. Help us be aggressive early on. Just get what we need to make those plays. 1 Hearth, 1 Heat Factory. Also no Heat Factory in the other build as well. Heat Factory is such a good card. 1 Hearth, 1 Heat Factory in here. And then 4 Welder, 2 Sycamore, and Guzma Blacksmith for the supporters. 2 Muscle Band, 3 Float Stone, because we got to make sure we can get to the attacker we want to attack with as the tool cards. I think Fighting Fairy Ball I might miss a little bit, to be honest, but we'll see how the Muscle Bands feel. And that's it. That is the list. I don't really have anything else to mention about it or talk about that. Let's get into some games before All right, here we go again. Lost the coin flip, so we're going to be going first, probably. Oh, no, our opponent's going to let us go second. So we'll take that. Opening hand is all right. I'd much rather attack with Volcanion-EX than Blacephalon-GX. Ideally, I attack with a Reshizard, but if I had to pick between these two, Silent Lab, Kabu. Our opponent is playing Honchkrow, which is really good for us. It is basically a free matchup if we ever set up. Can't disrupt our hand turn 1, so go ahead, turn 1 Honchkrow me, no problem. There it is. They got the turn 1. Now they do still have a win condition of like Marnie plus the unfair GX, but we could just donk the Honchkrow here and really just not have to worry about that at all. I'm trying to think about the best way to tackle this hand. We have the Blacksmith in the hand as well, so we could get 4 energy in play. Mind Blown does just get the knockout, so we could go for that. If they don't get another basic down, we can just kind of go for the donk. Here comes an Order Pad head, so they might go ahead and get something else down here. Oh no, we can't put stadiums in play. That's right, we can't do stadiums. Tool cards. All right, so this might be a little bit harder than I thought. Our hand is actually kind of locked because we can't use Blacksmith. We don't have any fire in the discard pile yet. I was going to get some in the discard pile through the Heat Factory, which we can't put in play. So I think we're just going for a Bursting Burn here, and I'll maybe bench the Volcanion-EX. We'll see. I guess I could go like steam up Blacksmith. I can't even steam up. They got Silent Lab. Okay, this is actually going to be... But Bursting Burn is going to be pretty good, though. Bursting Burn will be pretty good. I could play the N, but they have a 2-card hand. So I kind of don't want to play the N here. This goes, what, to EXs and GXs? But I could get unfaired next turn. Oh, but then we'd live for another turn. Let's just go for the Bursting Burn. All right, so Bursting Burn getting some value here. I was talking about how Bursting Burn on the... Blacephalon-GX is kind of like the least useful attack, which I think it is, but right here it's really good, actually. Yeah, Silent Lab, I mean, this situation still overall was not great. Like, we didn't get put in a ton of really great situations. I could have benched the Volcanion-EX maybe. I just don't really want a Volcanion-EX in play. We probably want like both Browns plus some Reshizards or something like that. Volcanion's not going to get a ton of value, especially now that they've got the Silent Lab in play. Like, can't Steam Up or anything, so yeah, not great. This hand is much worse, though. We're going to need to get carried by Bursting Burn here. This is going to be an interesting game. I'm kind of excited to see how this one plays out. Also going to be interested if they get a Dark Energy. Are they going to go for the attack? There goes an Acrobike. Attempt Unfair there. A Tails. Love to see it. Ultra Ball. Oh no, the hand is just not good. Silent Lab's going to be in play for the whole game. So Lele's going to get no value, although the attack with Lele isn't terrible. I'm going to go ahead and grab a Baby Volk, because this is a Pokemon we can put in play that actually Feather Storm can't actually hit. They can't actually Bursting Burn, get that burn back on them, do some damage. Only does the GXs and EXs. So I'm going to put this in play. I don't want to bench an EX or a GX for them to kind of build up damage on, because I think the longer this game goes, if we're able to set up like an attacker, just like one Reshizard, we will just win the game. But we do need to set up that Reshizard, which we don't have set up quite yet. So once we get there, we'll be good. So I don't want to like put a Reshizard in play and have him start to build up damage through the Feather Storm. Although I think the confusion is going to be quite annoying for them to deal with, to be honest. I don't think they're going to really be able to deal with this super well. All right, 2 DCEs in play, so we guaranteed have another turn to work with. I wonder if they're going to attempt the Unfair again here. Here comes a Crushing Hammer. Even that's annoying, though, because we don't even have an energy in hand. Another Tails, though, so another 30 from the confusion. Just a Float Stone. Pass. Excuse me, my nose is super itchy. But they're still confused. But now they can hard retreat this one, go into this one. Hopefully by then we top deck an energy and can Bursting Burn our opponent here. There's the hard retreat. Here comes the first Feather Storm, and they do 2-hit KO. The Blacephalon-GX, unfortunately, because it does do 90 damage. So that's pretty annoying. So hopefully we top deck an energy here to at least get them confused again and slow them down. Even if they get an attack here or there off through the confusion, they're going with the Unfair here. So this still gives us another turn to work with to top deck. So that's actually really good from us. Good for us. Draw. It's an energy. Perfect. Bursting Burn. And you are confused again. Yeah. If I was them, I mean, I didn't do anything last turn. Unfair seems kind of unnecessary, to be honest. I wouldn't have used Unfair there. But we'll take it. Our opponent goes for the Unfair. There's a heads on the Feather Storm. We need them to not hit those. Tails, so they're still burning it. So now I think I should just go for the Burst GX. See what we get. Is the Fire Energy. Huh. Put it on the Baby Volk. 20 more damage from the burned. Once again, though, we need this confusion to start sticking. We need to get some Tails on the confusion, slow them down. Again, our hand is dead. We need, like, I mean, and our top decks are super limited. We can top deck, like, Researcher N are basically our top decks. Research and N are basically like the only top decks that will really make a difference in the scenario at all. They might actually hard retreat here. Nope, a Tails, perfect. See if the burned sticks. Nope, but we can reburn them on our turn. Yeah, Research and N are basically the only things. There's an N, insane top deck there. No energy. Where's the energy? Doesn't this deck plays energy? I believe I play energy. Quick ball away this. Just thin that out. We can't ever put that in play. Crobat we can't use. There's 8 of them. 4 Fire Crystals as well. 19, 11. So we did prize 3 fires, actually. Welder's pretty much useless as well because we don't have any fires in hand to work with it. Sheesh. Take the second Reshizard, I think. And I think I'm going to bench the Blacephalon. Bursting Burn seems to be really good. Amaze do it. It's putting in a lot of work. I don't want to bench this, though. But I don't want to get Marnied and then, like, lose these cards. I'm going to bench the... I don't want to bench any of them, to be honest. Because then they just kind of build up damage with that Feather Storm. And it makes it even, like, a target that they could trap with Guzma. They could Guzma this up and trap it. I'm going to bench the Blacephalon, though. I'll bench the Blacephalon. Bursting Burn. There's only 5 prize cards in play, so they can't win off of these 3 Pokemon in play. And then maybe we'll get the Reshizard down again eventually. That'll be kind of our closer, will be the Reshizard. There's a Mars, so we can't lose both Reshizards, so that's fine. They get 1 Reshizard. Here's a Crushing Hammer. Nice. Love to see the tails. Oh, they get the attack off this time, though. Some damage on my button. So now we can go into the Power Heater and set up the Reshizard and the Blacephalon. Hopefully they stay burned. We'll see if that can stick or not. Another 20 from the burned. Heads, unfortunate. So they heal off that burn damage. We top deck a Via Seeker. So that's a Via Seeker for an N, which is great. We can see some cards again. Slow and steady wins the race in this one. So we're going for anyways. Some energy, another out for an N. A Computer Search is great. Do I want a Computer Search for anything right now? I don't think so. Attach here and Power Heater. And I think we finally stabilized. It took us a little while, but I think we have finally stabilized and gotten to the point where we should be able to close this one out pretty reasonably in the next turn or so. Yeah, we're just in a good spot now. We're in a good spot, feeling good. Got some cards to work with. I actually could Computer Search those fires and then crystal for the fires back. We could also just like save the Computer Search. Don't need to play it. I could have like Computer Search the fires. Grabbed, I don't know, Welder. This is still fine though. I can just Via Seeker for N next turn maybe. Yeah, this one's still confused. So if they want to attack with the new one, they got a hard retreat. And then this one only has 110 HP left. So we could try and get into Double Blaze next turn. Like top deck Fire Energy would be really good. Because we could go Computer Search away Fire and Fire. Grab Welder. Fire Crystal for 2 Fire. Welder 1 to the Reshizard. See what we draw. And then attach, retreat the Volk. Double Blaze. Oh, no, we can't Double Blaze knockout. I've already GX attacked with the Burst GX. Which is maybe a mistake. The more I think about it, maybe that was a mistake to have Burst GX because we're only knocking out Honchkrows. Like the odd prizes doesn't help me. It can only kind of hurt me. But I did get the energy out of there, so maybe that makes it worth it. I don't know. Crushing Hammer off the order pad. So flips into flips, a tails. Love to see it. How many Crushing Hammer are they down now? 3 Crushing Hammer gone. There's another tails on the confusion. So actually the Power Heater will get the KO here. Go ahead and attach to the Reshizard and Power Heater for the knockout on this Honchkrow. I don't see a reason to play anything else out of the hand. I could have Computer Search for something, but doesn't seem necessary. Dedenne and energy off the prize card. So now we can Welder for 1 and try and get into that Flare Strike on the next turn. That's what we're going to go for here. Here comes a Kabu for 8. That's not a Marnie. That's not an N. So we get to keep our hand, which is pretty good right now. Our hand's pretty good. They do get this attack off, the Feather Storm, but we can just win this turn if we just get an energy off that Welder draw. Here we go, Computer Search. I'm going to give up this and this. Grab the Welder. I'm going to Welder 1 to the Reshizard, and then hopefully draw into an energy, and we did, so we can go attach, retreat, and Flare Strike. So it was a little bit scary there in the mid-game, early game. Didn't have a lot to work with, but just kind of took our time. Figured out some nice routes to give us to buy us some time. That Bursting Burn was super clutch, and we end up with the dub over the oh so annoying Honchkrow deck. So technically still in the game, but I have a feeling that we're probably still gonna lose because we outrage, knockout, draw 3, and then the Ultra Crosser kind of just KOs my Volk and I lose. Attach, outrage, goodbye ADP. I mean, maybe they have nothing else to go with this. Maybe they KO this, then we KO that, and then the game just kind of fine for us. Prize card draw, a lot of support stuff in the prize cards. 1 Sycamore, 1 Welder, and a Via Seeker. Not like the Via Seeker would really do anything for us here, but once we use a supporter, I can get a supporter. Yeah, we'd really like to end this turn. We'd really like to go Volcanic Heat plus N after they draw 4 prize cards off of our Reshizard. Because usually it's 170 on this Lesser of Downfall, but with the GX attack from the ADP, they're doing 200, and there's another Ultra Necrozma setup. So now our game plan has to turn into set up a Reshizard. Reshizard is the only thing that lives through one of these Ultra Necrozma attacks. So it has to be a Reshizard we set up here. And currently, once we top deck like a Giant Hearth, we have to like Sycamore. Oh my gosh. Now we get all the Welders. We have to like Sycamore into like double Max Elixir. So let's first like check if there's 2 Max Elixirs in the deck before we concede here. There is. So it is possible. Unfortunately, we don't have an N to go with the situation. So Reshizard, Sycamore. Maybe next time. Okay, here we go again. And I won the coin flip again. But hopefully, this time I actually draw a supporter. And it looks like we've done, excuse me, just that. Got the Welder. Got the Computer Search, which we can use to find Giant Hearth. Crushing Hammer, Lightning Energy. That was looking like standard PikaRom in expanded. That looks like what we're up against here. So, easy dub. Yeah, we can go Computer Search for Giant Hearth away, maybe the Float Stone, Welder 2 here. Go from there. If our opponent doesn't have anything besides that, just gonna go for the Donk. Okay, no Donk happening. There's the day change. We'll see if they find some more. Yeah, this is looking like, well, there's Max Elixir, I guess. Yeah, Crushing Hammer and Expanded, not quite the card that it is in Expanded. I can tell you that much for sure. And Expanded is a little bit different, or in Standard it's a little bit different. And Expanded, everything moves at a little bit faster of a pace where you kind of have to keep up a little bit more consistently. Not the worst thing ever. Obviously, in Control decks and Expanded, it's a little bit different as well. But even then, Flare Grunts and Plumerias are even better. Ball away the Guzma. Sure. Yeah. Guzma and Hala, excuse me. But yeah, should have a pretty easy double blaze turn 1 here. Hopefully knock out the PikaRom. Should be able to get double Steam Up or maybe a Muscle Band plus Steam Up going. Shouldn't be too difficult. As long as the Giant Hearth's in the deck. That's kind of the big thing here. If Giant Hearth is not in the deck, then we might have a little bit of trouble, to be honest. We'll see. There's a Bolton. The question is, are they going to be able to move the PikaRom? Or am I going to get these 3 prize cards? They haven't moved it yet. Do they have a switch? Here comes a Max Elixir. There's a whiff. Popping the Coco already as well. Bolton Dedenne, I guess? Bolton Dedenne. Maybe they got an E-switch to go with it. Or they probably play some so they can find one later on anyways. And there's the pass. All right, let's get this PikaRom. So I'm going to go Computer Search. Let's see if the Hearth is in there. Okay, Giant Hearth. Perfect. Hearth away the Quick Ball. Grab 2 Fire. I think I'll just go with the Welder here first. Oops. Double Blaze for the knockout is what we're looking for. So I could go Quick Ball away this. Grab a Volcanion EX. Steam Up. Max Elixir. I think I'll take it. I could have just not taken that, to be honest. Take this, attach Crobat for 6, and we're looking for Steam Up or Muscle Band. There's the second Steam Up. That is the turn 1 Double Blaze knockout, and we're in an insanely good spot now. Goodbye, Peak. And I'm going to put together 3 more prize cards to close this one out, but our Reshizard should be pretty safe next turn. I don't think our Reshizard is going to get knocked out or anything, so we're in a pretty good spot to go into that Flare Strike next turn, and then for the Burst GX to close it out. Maybe the Reshizard lives another turn. Like if they only go with like an Electrify here instead of hitting us, if they can't quite get the hit, I mean, we'll see. They attach to the active, so I assume their route here is going to be to go with that Bolt Storm. And there goes the Electromagnetic Rider to grab a Dedenne, but they get rid of their second PikaRom. I assume they're looking for Max Elixirs at this point. There's a Crushing Hammer. Actually, that would have been kind of annoying. I guess we do have the VS Seeker for Welder, so it wouldn't have been that annoying. No, it wouldn't have been that bad, actually. We're not playing, what's it called? Standard Pika or standard Tempo Zard or anything like that. We have a lot of outs to Welder. That should be no problem to find another Welder. And it looks like they are going with, I mean, I assume they're going to end up going with Bolt Storm here. They're probably going to go with the Bolt Storm here. Here comes the Max Elixirs. They do have this Mewtwo on the bench now, which, I mean, theoretically could be a little bit annoying, but I don't think it's going to be that bad. Here comes an Energy Switch, probably from the Dedenne to the Mewtwo. Yep. So Full Blitz from the Mewtwo is going to come out on the next turn, but we're going to set up that, actually, could we just win this turn with Guzma? We could just win this turn with Guzma. It's gonna be a little bit difficult to pull. Oh, VS Seeker for Guzma, actually. Attach, Steam Up, Steam Up. All right, so I had Quick Ball first. We have to make sure Dedenne's in here. It is. I see no reason to not go for this. Steam Up. Attach this. Steam Up. VS Seeker Guzma. And I didn't attach because if we get a Max Elixir off Dedenne but not an energy, then we can just Max Elixir here. But a Max Elixir does not. Oh, but I whiffed. So now I can Outrage for a lot. Oh, man. We had a lot of acid energy in there. Oh, but I forgot about Muscle Band. So maybe I should have gone Attach. I was thinking about the Max Elixir play, though, because if I hit a Max Elixir here. Oh, man. Ooh, it's going to get close now, I think. We're going to go ahead and swing here, I think, still. I only have access to Outrage. If I had attached here, I did have the Knockout because I did have the Muscle Band. My thought process there was, okay, if I hit a Max Elixir, I can't steam up a Max Elixir, right? Like, that doesn't give me plus 30 damage, but it can hit me the energy to get the Knockout with the Flare Strike. So I should steam up both those energy, but there was Muscle Bands in the deck as well. So if I attach now, then I can just get the Muscle Band. So I guess the question is maybe like how many Max Elixir versus... I had 3 Max Elixir left versus 2 Muscle Bands. So I guess my route was still theoretically better as long as I didn't prize any Max Elixirs. And I could have prized my second Muscle Band as well. So theoretically, and Flash Right, but they can't use it. So they expended all the resources in their hand to get the Jolteon EX, which actually would have been pretty annoying, to be honest, because I don't actually have a way to get through Flash Ray. Tingly Return it is, though. All right, the Tingly Return. And we don't have a Via Seeker for Guzma. Once again, we don't play Switch. So top deck Via Seeker is our way to attack this turn. That's not a Via Seeker, if you guys didn't know. That's Fire Energy. All right, we're going to go on Welder here. Draw 3. Just going to pass. I kind of want to keep the option for like a triple steam up out of this crystal, so I want to be able to like welder this energy into play. Yeah, they're only hitting for 100 damage, which actually does knock me out. So that doesn't even knock me out, but no, that actually does knock me out. So 100 damage, knockout. Yeah, we need triple steam up to actually pull this off. We do have a third Volcanion in the deck. If not, we could go with like a power heater for the turn. We'll see what we draw here though. We can go Guzma knockout. And then look for the Burst GX on the next turn. Okay, so let's go for that. We're gonna go Via Seeker for Guzma. Take out the one with the balloon. And then we'll look for the Burst GX to close out the game on the following turns. We're gonna go attach here, steam up, retreat, Volcanic Heat. Volcanic Heat, knockout. Get ourselves a couple prize cards. And then Burst GX is going to be our plan to win the game on the following turn, which research should probably be able to find us. The, you know what I'm saying. And I don't even know if they're going to knock out this Volcanion EX this turn. Yeah, should be able to find us a Blound plus an energy. The research should, or Sycamore, whatever. Scramble Switch, though. That'll do. And I assume they're going to go into this Flash right here, but that does give us a lot of time to just we're not losing very fast to Flash Ray. They could go for a full blitz and then go for tag ball next turn though, which makes a lot more sense. But in this situation, actually, now we win because we got a Via Seeker. We win with Guzma KO on another Dedenne. So this works out just fine for us here. Even though it does set up for our opponent to win on the following turn. But I mean, Flash Ray wouldn't have made them win any sooner anyway. And they didn't even actually commit it to the Mewtwo. So that's a little bit strange. But back-to-back Guzmas work for us. Goodbye to Dedenne. And steam up, and another 160 to a Dedenne Volcanic Heat, and we get another dub.